anything. If you're doing it with your partner, I mean, we have all of these senses. We have the smell, the taste, the hearing, everything that works in our favor. And when we use all those during sex acts with our loved partners, or I guess casual partners, it makes life so much more richer. And at times,
it depends on your belief too,
Yeah.
right? Because, some people believe that they're being judged by God.
yeah,
Me personally, I believe that God wants me to have a very safe and active sex life.
yes.
So that's my belief.
I actually want all of us to have that, because I think it's interesting when we look at the statistics of things, of where people consume certain things. The even though statistics should be ignored, the numbers always tell me that all of us want to have a really healthy sex life. We all want to enjoy each other in that, like you said, a safe and healthy way. We all have urges. And the fact that so many of us create like a taboo around enjoying something as much as a dildo when your husband is laying next to you in bed, or any kind of sex toys, should go away, because it adds to the flavor of the sex that you're having with your partner. I'm not totally into them all the time, because I do find them, well, I think it's different for women. Because I know a lot of gay men and love the dildos, the 8 foot tall fucking dildos, and harnesses and slings and stuff. I don't know. Is it the same for straight people? Like, what do you guys use?
You know what? I think that's a great question, but I think we should hold on to that question to bring in our guest, because I think that would be something she'd love to chime in on. So quickly, let's introduce who she is.
What a great moment for us. Sheila is here.
So our guest, Sheila, and I met at a wedding recently. And I love how we bring our guests on. It's always so happenstance. We just meet these people randomly. And it just turns out that she happens to sell sex toys for a company called Pure Romance in Ohio. And we got chatting, and I thought, wow, that would be a great podcast episode. Can I bring you on? So
without further
and so here she is, coming to join us and share her knowledge of selling sex toys for a living. I am so excited to have this conversation. Sheila, hi.
I am too.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
How are you?
Yes, I'm excited to be here today.
We've been excited to have this.
Oh, sorry, Kane. I know. I'm just, you know what? I'm doing that. I have to say, so something that no one else got to see, and Kanan, I don't even think you saw, I was explaining to Sheila, she was sitting in the waiting room waiting for us to let her in. And I was telling her we were just finishing up a conversation about masturbation. I didn't want her to think we forgot about her. And she sends me back this message that says, finishing is good, with a little winky face emoji. And that made my day.
Finishing is good. You never want to go unfinished after a session. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Wait, is there a such thing as edging for women? Like, is there ever a time where you use your sex toys and you just keep going until you're almost about to orgasm and then stop? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So women use sex toys basically for foreplay, as their means of foreplay, so that they are like primed and ready to then be joined with their partner, because our bodies just take quite a bit longer to get the full blood flow and arousal and everything. So yeah, actually I just had a gal the other day. I'm like, so what do you think of this toy? Like, I asked for reviews from some of my customers, anonymously, of course, but she's like, oh my gosh, I prime myself and it is so good then when he comes and joins me and stuff. And I'm like, awesome.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yes, it's definitely a tool to get yourself there especially when you know your body takes longer.
Now, do you think is that something that's kind of, would you say, a rule for most women, that you have to get yourself primed before sex happens? Because I know for men, it's, once you're hard, you could go, I guess. I don't know. But
so it takes the average male 10 to 15 seconds to become fully aroused. Okay. It takes the average female 15 to 45 minutes to become fully aroused.
15 to
And that's just
45.
arousal. That's not even orgasm.
15 to 45.
45 minutes. Yeah, we
You
like to
hear
say
that?
a half an hour for
You
like
hear that,
full
men
blood,
listening?
full arousal. So that right there, I share that at my parties, and that normalizes. So like with the women I talk about and stuff, and they're like, I'm not broken. That's normal.
Wow.
That's mind blowing. I didn't even know that. Wow.
I didn't know that either. So I guess
Mhm.
that's why foreplay is so important. And that's why I'm always hearing it. Like when I do read articles, I do hear conversations about women talk about sexuality. That's the one thing that they all say is like foreplay. And I guess that's why if it takes 15 to 45. Wow. So
Mhm.
that means in the 10 to 15 seconds it takes that man to get hard, his wife or girlfriend's laying next to him, he enters her. 2 minutes or less later, by the time he is done, she didn't even get fucking started.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Well, and the physicality of what you just described, I feel like is super common, is like, I'm ready to go, so I want to put it in. But I'm going to throw a couple other factors out there. 80% of women have to have clitoral stimulation in order to orgasm. Penetration is minor for a female, like like it's there, it's good, it's often
it's fun,
maybe like a combo component, but it's the clitoris. Like you got to ring the doorbell first.
Whoa.
If you're missing the doorbell, don't just walk in. Well, the other part of the arousal process is that proper lubrication. Like if the female is not aroused, she's not actually producing enough lubricant to protect her vaginal tissues. So it is often dry sex, or becomes very uncomfortable very quickly, or like as the blood flow goes to the vaginal area and stuff, it's like it actually helps expand the tissue and relax the tissue. And so she may not even like have vaginal tissues might even not even be ready for penetration.
Wow.
And so
that makes so much sense.
It
now.
does. I don't even have sex with women, but it makes sense to me now. And I'm just like going to tell all my straight friends, like, yeah, you should really spend more time down there before you get to it.
Well, and not every intimate encounter has 15 to 45 minutes. Absolutely get that. And so there's just a few things like that is why using a lubricant is essential. Should be like, hey, you turned 18, here you go. Like this is a gift from the government. Here you go. This should be essential. Or something like I don't know. Quinceañeras are 16, so they're underage, but there should be some coming of age thing where lubricant is essential, because there's a 5 to 7 minute window of actual lubrication production once the woman is fully aroused. And so if she's not, if penetration's happening early or late, or if she didn't drink enough water that day, if she's on medications, like there's so many things that actually cause vaginal dryness in our daily lives that, as you can tell, it's kind of one of my things that I'm like, you need a lubricant. Like, well, that's not even a question. That whether it's a toy, condom, penis, finger, whatever you're using down there, you need a lubricant, because dry sex and the after sex, like you have to go to the bathroom, you're supposed to go pee after sex to flush through your urethra area and stuff. If that is ever burned, that's because you went dry, and that's micro tears in like the vaginal area and stuff like that. So like that's a sign that women are like, oh yeah, I produce lubricant. Yeah, but
so could you and would you say that too many, I don't want to make a blanket statement because I know a lot of gay men do this too, but too many women are having dry sex and are having sex way before they're like actually ready to go at it?
Yes, I mean, in general, yes. Because the reality of life is that most intimate encounters don't have 15 to 45 minutes. So there's a few things that you can do or use to still make it comfortable, but not, if you know your body takes longer, you're not likely to get to that point of orgasm, but it can still be comfortable and safe and good to connect with your partner that way. because there is a connection that happens when you obviously open yourself up to sex and penetration and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, we were
So